Oh, all right, let's do it. Bring that light. But wait till later on. I'll tell you what to sit it right here, right there. Thank you. Put that over there. Okay, so here's what we have today. We've got the Tigers in Seattle getting at it. Seattle 2, Detroit 0, 2 outs in the third inning, rain delay. So oh my God. So they're going to cut in this game. They're going to. All right, so we got to find the game with the Tigers in Seattle. We got to flip the switch. Because I don't. While I'm talking to you guys, I do not want to see the Yankees and the Blue Jays. I can care less. Today, I want to talk about Cleveland, right? Hold on, let me get this. I am so unorganized today, guys. So unorganized. I want to talk about the Cleveland Browns. And remember, guys, I hammered those. The Cleveland Browns. And remember, guys. Right. Yeah, remember. Look, I don't have all of the top notch, stuff to go. Let's see. Hold on. Nope. I'm just trying to get everything to work. Airplay, default viewer, yes. And we want to go here. Give me 1 minute, guys. Give me. Here we go. It's hard to believe that these teams tied in the regular season. The Yankees also won 94 games. So all right, so I guess we want to talk about. Hold on, I'm trying to get the Tigers on here on TV before I can start talking to you guys. But I want to talk about the Cleveland Browns, and it's interesting because the Cleveland Browns are, in my opinion, has got to be one of the most incompetent major sports franchise, period. Right? Let's see. Hold on. I'm just trying to get this. So I'm talking with my buddies today, right? I'll turn it down so I can actually concentrate. So I'm talking to my buddy. One of my buddies, he sends a message through, and he goes, here, I'll read it to you. Because this is interesting. I mean, we just got to go over this. Because this is very interesting. Where's this at? Let's get this going. Hold on. Pretty much, he was just saying, Cleveland is just stupid. I mean, because, and I guess I forgot what he actually said. This didn't come through on here, but he didn't say that they were stupid, but in so many words, he said that they were stupid. Now, I'm going to say that they're stupid because you trade away now. So you trade Flacco to Cincinnati, right? Flacco was your best chance of you guys winning a game, less known, trying to get in the playoffs. Flacco was your best chance of you guys winning. So you just say, forget it, you trade him away. So now that leaves you with Sanders and that other kid, I guess from Oregon, two young quarterbacks, two young guys that leaves you with, right? So now what are you going to do, right? You got two young guys. You obviously do not know what you are doing. Now watch this. So as we were talking, and I just told my buddy, I go, it's not the guy Andrew, I forget his name, Williams. Hold on, let's see. Cleveland. I should have just switched all this shit over, but I didn't. Cleveland Browns GM. Okay, so the Cleveland Browns GM is Andrew Berry. And I'm looking at Andrew Berry, right? And as I talk, I'll send you stuff so you can look at it and you'll know what I'm talking about, right? But Andrew Berry, to me, looks very competent, right? He doesn't look like an incompetent guy. So I'll send you. Here's a picture of him if you want to look at him and see, right? He looks very competent, right? Doesn't look like an incompetent guy. So there you have it. But now we want to go Cleveland Browns. Let's see. QBs from, let's see. And this is going to shock you guys. We're going to pull up their quarterback chart. So what I just showed you was the list, their GM. Now that GM, he doesn't look, okay, so they're giving me the old Browns. And that's not fair. I don't want the old Browns because the old Browns, those guys were very competent. The old Browns they're in Baltimore now, still winning, right? Because if you look at the old Browns, you got Bernie Kosar and all that. No. So no, we're not gonna let Cleveland off the hook like that, right, guys? So let's get over here. And I want the new Browns. Let's see. The expansion Browns. Dylan Gabriel is that guy that's their quarterback right now. That's the guy, right? And I just want to get this. Is this it? Is this it? Yep, here it is. Well, this is from Sporting News. Okay, so they've got it's got the Cleveland Browns quarterback timeline, full-time list, every starting quarterback in team history since 1999. You go, Ron, why since 1999? Well, the Cleveland Browns has always existed, right? But to give you a little history on it, the last owner wanted a new stadium in Cleveland. They wouldn't give it to him. So he left. He took Cleveland and he left and he moved to Baltimore. And that's the Baltimore Ravens. Right? So he left Cleveland stinking, left Cleveland without a team. The city of Cleveland, in my opinion, got a raw deal because the old Cleveland Browns were no joke. When you thought about the Cleveland the Cleveland Browns, you thought of Bernie Kosar. You thought of Bernie Kosar, all the other great Brian Sight, all the other great, old school Brian guys, Jim Brown, all of those guys. Who's the guy now that's in the one of the great drafters for ball? Oh God, Seattle 3, Detroit 0. Okay, yeah, whatever. So yeah, oh Jesus. All right, so we think about when I think of the Browns, I think about the old Brown greats, right? Bernie Kosar, Mac. They even had what's it got? Bernie Kosar, Brian Sight, Mac. Who was it? It was even a quarterback that they had that used to play at. He played at Benedictine and he went to Michigan and then he was even a Brown. I'm talking about the Brown greats, and I kind of forget these guys. But then they went on and they moved on. They moved to Baltimore, and then they started winning. They could never get over the hump, but eventually they got over the hump when they got to Baltimore and they started winning. So that left Cleveland with an expansion team. So everybody goes, "Yeah, great, screw those guys, whatever." But I didn't say that because I'm like, you know what? This just doesn't look right. So let's go ahead and let's look at a lot of these teams or a lot of these quarterbacks that they've had. And I've got it right here. And I'm going to send it to you guys. It's only two of you. Now it's only one. But I'm going to send it to you so we can just go at it and look at it. And if you're leaving, I guess you must like Cleveland. But and you don't want to hear me trash them. But, hey, guys, it's got to be done. Cleveland's got to be trashed. You got to see how incompetent this person is who's running the Browns. And it's not the GM. And I sent you a picture of the first GM. Andrew, I don't think that's Andrew. I honestly don't think that Andrew is the corporate behind it. Ask me why. Because Andrew's only, let's pull it up again. Let me look at Andrew. Andrew Berry, how long has he been? He's only been the GM for, what, 2 or 3 years, right? But the Browns have had this same behavior since they expanded in 1999. So it's easy to say that it's not this guy that they're trying to put him out there like it's him. No, it's not him. He's just the front guy. He's the guy that's getting paid to look, goofy. They're not saying that he's the guy, but you don't have to say he's the guy. You put him there, so automatically you're going to assume he is the guy. But that ain't the guy. And Cincinnati, everybody knows who this guy is around the league. Because he's a rolling, whoever he is, he's a rolling joke. And Cincinnati put it to the test. And Cincinnati probably said, they sat around the table. They said, "Hey, guys, we're fucked. We don't have a quarterback." And somebody probably started chuckling. And they say, "Bill, what are you laughing at? What's so fucking funny?" And Bill said, "I'm going to show you what's funny. Watch this." He picks up the phone and he calls the Browns. And he tells the Browns he needs a quarterback. And can he get fuckface? What's his name? Flacco. And the other guys are sitting around the table saying, "Dude, are you stupid? They're not going to give you Flacco. That's their only chance. That's the only guy that they got that's got a chance of giving them a win, less known, the playoffs." And guess what? They gave him up. And everybody sat around the table and go, "Holy shit. Holy fuck. What did you just do, Bill?" And now all of the people that told Bill that he was a fucking idiot are now bowing to Bill. And then they say, "Wait, we're not going to bow to you. You know something. You know this guy over here is a fucking idiot." And Bill goes, "Goddamn right. He is a fucking idiot. Let's get him." And they got him. And they got Flacco. So now, the Browns, what are the Browns doing? And I'm going to tell you what they're doing. They're in the back room jacking off. That's what they're doing. And I'm going to explain to you why. 1999 is when they first got, is when they expanded. Well, they got Tim Couch out of Kentucky. Tim Couch was hyped up, and they was like, "Oh, he's going to be the greatest." And, I I didn't really see it, but you don't know. You don't know in the pros when you draft guys. You don't know who's who and what's going to happen. So I'm thinking, okay, college, yeah, the guy is decent. I mean, he's good. Well, Couch, but played until he lasted until 2003, but right away they drafted him number one in 2099. Then they drafted Ty Detmer in 1990. Oh, I'm sorry. They drafted Tim Couch and Ty Detmer both in 1999. Tim Couch's record was 22 and 37. Ty Detmer's record was 0 and 2. Then in 2000, a year later, they drafted Doug Peterson. He started 8 games. He stayed there for what? His final record was 1 and 7. But in that same year, 2000, they also drafted some guy named Spurgeon Lynn, who stayed there 1 year. That's two quarterbacks in 2000. Then in 2002, these fucking guys at it again. Every year, they're drafting a quarterback. What do? They draft Kelly Holcomb. Kelly Holcomb. All right, so Kelly Holcomb plays. He goes from 2002 to 2004. Now, in 2004, I think they got a trade because they got Jeff Garcia. They didn't draft Jeff Garcia. They're not that smart to draft Jeff Garcia. Jeff Garcia stayed there 1 year and let's see. Yeah, Jeff Garcia stayed there 1 year and he was like, fuck this. I'm out of here. This place fucking sucks. Jeff Garcia got out of there. He just came to be a free agent and he was gone. Well, that same year they drafted Luke McCown. He went 0 and 4. Then the next year after that, in 2005, they traded and got Trent Dilford. Or they drafted Trent Dilford. And then Trent Dilford ended up going to the Ravens. Son of a gun. Well, anyway, they drafted Trent Dilford in 2005. He only went 4 and 7. Yeah, he left after 2005. Hold on, that's weird with Trent Dilford. Because I know Trent Dilford was with Baltimore. I don't know what ended up happening there, but they traded and got him. He played like 11 games or whatever. Then they got Charlie Fry, 2005 also. 2006, they had Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson played from 2006 to 2009. Then they had Brady Quinn they drafted Brady Quinn, and I guess Brady Quinn was like this big cocky dude, right? So, and he had that name. So everybody thought that Brady Quinn was going to be like the next guy to like maybe Brian Sipe or somebody like that. Brady Quinn only played from 2008 to 2009. His record was like 3 and 9. He sucked. Ken Dorsey was their quarterback because they also drafted Ken Dorsey in 2008 and Bruce Growski along with Brady Quinn. So in 2008, they drafted 3 quarterbacks. Yeah, exactly. Then they had Jake Delhomme in 2010. That was the old Carolina quarterback. He's pretty much done. He's just coming over trying to help the Browns. That's in 2010. Seneca Wallace came over in 2010 and 11. Colt McCoy was there as well. 2012. Here is the Browns in the first round, and they've got Brandon Wheaton. Then they've got Thaddeus Lewis. The same time they got him as well. The next year, Jason Campbell, Jason Campbell and Brian Hoyer. Then in 2014, the Messiah has arrived, Johnny Manziel. And that didn't work out. 2014, they also got a guy in Coyer Saw. That didn't work out. 2015, Josh McCown. It just doesn't stop, guys. You see what I'm talking about? You see how stupid this sounds? Now we've got Austin Davis, 2015. We got Cody Klessinger, or Klesser, 2016. We got Robert Griffin III, after he was washed up, 2016. Deshaun Kaiser, 2017. Kevin Hogan, 2017. Tyrod Taylor, 2018. Baker Mayfield, 2018 until 2021. Now watch this, guys. Baker Mayfield, I used to trash all the time because they gave him all these commercials. They gave him everything. But he hadn't worked for it. He hadn't earned it yet. Baker Mayfield was their guy. But it was something there that was keeping him down. Because, I mean, if you guys look at Baker Mayfield's record when he played with the Browns, Baker Mayfield was absolutely terrible. He was like possessed by the suck ghost. He sucked. But as soon as Baker Mayfield got the hell out of Cleveland, he ascended to the heavens. You want to go into church now? And you look up at the top in the church, you'll probably see a picture of Baker Mayfield with wings, touching another angel. Yes, I'm being facetious, but you could pretty much believe that. So Baker Mayfield lasted until 2018 and 2021. They had their guy in Baker and fucked that up. Case Keenum, Jacob Brissett, Deshaun Watson. Okay. I knew a guy who was a Cleveland guy, and I asked him about it. I said, hey, man, you guys are on your way. You got Deshaun Watson. Now, it just shows you how dense some of these guys are that's in Cleveland. Oh, my God. Seattle 4, Detroit 0. Well, all right. I don't know. I just had this feeling. I picked the Tigers, but I don't know, man. When I came in and I washed my face and I sat down and started getting ready for the show, I didn't have a good feeling about this game. So, whatever. All right. So where are we at? Where do we last leave off at? It's bad, guys. And I told the guy, I said, hey, you guys got Deshaun Watson. He goes, Deshaun Watson. Oh, I don't like that guy. And I said, well, what is it that you don't like? You guys have had a long list of losers besides Mayfield because you guys screwed that up. And he says, oh, I just don't like him. And I went to ask him why he didn't like him. He didn't make sense. So I even stopped talking to that guy, and he wasn't around too much longer. And I'm like, yeah, I saw that because he didn't make sense. But my point, guys, is every year since the new Cleveland Browns has been around, these guys have jacked off draft pick after draft pick after draft pick after draft pick. Hold on, it's my buddies talking. What are they talking about? Hold on. Yeah, well, I'll catch them over here. But yeah, I mean, okay, so no, that's not working. I don't. Sometimes, guys, these things don't work. But nevertheless, Cleveland sucks, man. And I don't know what's the problem. And I don't think the fans deserve that, right? But what's really interesting to me is I'm way over how stupid they are. I just want to know who is this incompetent jackass? I just want to know who is this guy? And trust me, it's not the general manager. It's not him. It's not what's the guy's name? Andrew, whatever. No, it's not him. Ron, how do you know that? How do you Well, because Andrew's just been around what, 2 or 3 years ago, right? Let me see, hold on. Yeah. We do need to get some runs going. But pretty much, guys, what I'm saying is, it's not the guy who's incompetent. Please stand up, Mr. Incompetent Cleveland Brown quarterback guy. Please stand up. Who are you? Somebody knows who he is. Maybe somebody that's in Cleveland, because I know a lot of smart Cleveland Brown fans. Not the last guy I talked to. He was an idiot. He didn't have a clue. Because I asked him, I said, man, you got to shine. No, he didn't have a clue. But I got some buddies, being from Detroit, I've got some very competent Cleveland people or Cleveland Brown fans that can tell me. I'll just have to reach out to them one of these days and try to find out. And then Jesus, he stroked that one, but it didn't go anywhere. But yeah, we got to find out who's this incompetent guy that's in Cleveland. You had Baker Mayfield. You had him, but you jacked it up because you gave him too much right away before he did anything. This dude had like commercial after commercial, progressive commercial, right? Commercial after commercial. Dude, let the guy win. Let him win. He's got it. Let him win. Let it develop the guy. They had him in. They was worshiping him before he could win, because I can't blame the fans, right? Because it's not the fans' fault, but it's the owner. It's the guy. Well, the owner too, and this quarterback guy. Maybe the owner is Mr. Incompetent guy. Maybe it's the owner that's Mr. Incompetent. Let's find out who's the owner, Cleveland Brown owner. Because I bet you right now, if you ask Baker Mayfield, will he ever go back to Cleveland, he'll probably laugh in your face and give you a politically correct answer by saying, "Go fuck yourself." Yeah, who is it? No, not GM, but the owner. Andrew Berry is not that guy. That's the front guy. Let's see, owner. Okay, his name is Jim Haslam. Jim Haslam. Okay. Jim Haslam. Never heard of this fucker. Never. Right? Never heard of him. Hold on. I'll send it to you. Hold on. Let's see. But he's our Mr. Incompetent. He's our guy. He's not that sharp. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's born in Knoxville, Tennessee. His alma mater is the University of Tennessee. Doesn't matter. He owned a soccer team, the Columbus Crew. He held stake in the Milwaukee Bucks. What is he known for? He's for philanthropy. He's giving out money and stuff. National Football League ownership. He bought majority interest in the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2008. 2012, he reached an agreement with the Browns owner Randy Lear. So he purchased it from Randy Lerner. So let's see, where's Randy at? Because Randy is a billionaire. I think he's still around the Browns. It might be this fucker. And he's probably playing two-card Molly, switching owners, so you don't think he's the. So we won't find out who the idiot is. It might be this guy. It says blah blah blah. Business owners. He's a former sport. Okay, so no, it's not him anymore because he doesn't own the Browns. He became the majority owner of the Cleveland Browns upon the death of his father in 2002. So that was 2 years after his dad bought the team. And then sold the team in 2012 and became the... Okay, yeah, so he totally left. So he got the team, and then he turned around and he sold the team in 2012. Well, I guess the idiots just don't fall far from the tree. But it's hard for me to believe that I don't think it's this owner either, and I don't think it was the last owner. It's somebody that didn't leave that's there. Because it's the same pattern, right? Right, it's the same pattern, right? So anybody knows that, just like, for example, for algebra or trigonometry, anything like that, there's ways of solving equations, right? There's patterns you have to follow, right? If you follow a certain pattern, it's going to be the same guy. Well, right now, the common denominator is not the owners, and it's not the GMs. It's somebody else, and we're going to find out who it is. We're going to get to the bottom of it. I don't know who it is. It's not Jim Haslam, because he got there in 2002, 2012, right? But these guys were carrying on foolishness way before that, right? You know what? Let's dig deep. Let's find out the Cleveland Browns GMs. Cleveland Browns last GMs. Cleveland. Because here's the point I'm trying to make, guys. Who's ever Mr. Incompetent, please stand up and raise your hand. I can tell you right now, if I picked up the phone and I called a guy in Cincinnati who made that trade and got Flacco, he would tell you, I said, hey, guy, hey, trade guy in Cincinnati, who's Mr. Incompetent in Cleveland? I guarantee you he'll start laughing, and he'll probably burst out in laughter, and it probably will be hard to control it because he knows exactly who this guy is. And if you're in Cleveland, if you're in Cincinnati and you're on that team and you didn't know, you know now who it is. Because you're just trading away guys. And watch this. Now, Sanders, do I feel sorry for Sanders, the court? Nope, not at all, because he was offered a position in Baltimore, but he turned it down. A lot of people said, okay, for Deion Sanders' son, that was smart because he's never going to play in Baltimore. You never say never. As soon as that was said and that was found out, your man got hurt in Baltimore. Now we got a job that's open, right? And quarterbacks are hard to find. They're not going to rush Lamar Jackson back into that position until he's well. So now he just missed out on the chance to play in Baltimore just to stay in Cleveland for it to get worse. And he probably thinks I got a better chance in playing in Cleveland. You know what? He probably end up playing in Cleveland this year, but at what price? And will he get hurt? Or I mean, me personally, the Cleveland franchise is terrible. You can't tell me that Deion Sanders Sr., he hates the Browns. Because let me tell you something. Sanders' father's got to hate the Browns. Because I remember when Deion Sanders himself came out, it was 89, right? He was drafted in 89, and the Lions was looking at him, and his exact words were, the Lions will not be able to afford me. They would have to put me on layaway. And that was Deion Sanders' way of saying pretty much like, leave me alone. Don't fuck with me, because I know how you guys are. Just leave me alone. And when he said something like that, the Lions back then were kind of like, they were funny style. So they shied away from him when he said that. They really shied away. And because the Lions, as you know, they were trash. So if Deion at a young age could see through the bullshit and hated the Lions and didn't want to deal with the Detroit Lions, what do you think he thinks about the Cleveland Browns? And he's an older guy that's coaching. He probably told his son, because you can tell Deion ain't running. You can tell that Deion is letting the young man call his own shots. Because if it was up to Deion would probably have the guy in the CFL. No, I'm just being facetious. But Deion would not have his son playing with the Browns. Or if he was there and it was no other place, because they fucked him over because of his dad, the first chance he could get out of Cleveland, he would have said, son, get the hell out of there. And his son just had his connection. And you know what? Maybe it's written. Maybe that's just the way it's going to have to be for Deion Sanders. It's for his son at quarterback. Maybe it's written. Maybe he's in Cleveland. I mean, maybe that might be the spark that turn it around. But I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be that guy to start it off with, because these guys are just, I don't know, man. Cleveland is terrible. Cleveland is just, I mean, all of these teams turning it around. And what did you do? Year after year after year, you jack off quarterback after quarterback. 20 years. You done this shit for 25 years. I mean, okay. Hey, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. At some point, right? At some point, 25 years, at every year getting a chance to get a quarterback, get 25 years. Man, fuck that. Give me 2 years. No, at 5 years, you should make it. You should get the right guy. But every year, these guys draft a quarterback, can never get it right. I mean, they can never get it right. So my question is, will Mr. Incompetent over at the Cleveland Browns, can you please stand up, raise your hand, let us know who you are, because you're not the owner. We looked at that, right? Owner came in 2012. You've been doing this shit since 1999. It's not the GM. The GM's just been around for what, 3 years? You guys been doing this shit consistently since 1999. So it's not the GM. It's not the owner. It's somebody that's in that organization. It's just a total jack-off. He's just a clown. I mean, he's that guy, right? that you everybody knows it. He's that guy that comes into work every day and you look at it and you're like, how did this fucker keep his job? That's who this guy is. And he's probably married to somebody or something. And that's who he is. So you know what? Cleveland, you suck. All right, so that's pretty much it on that. Let's go over here and talk about, I gave you guys picks on college football for the weekend, or starting for Thursday. I said the Tigers was going to win tonight, and right now the Tigers is getting it handed to them. Shit, man. I mean, I don't. I personally don't. I just when this game started raining, it just had a funny feel to me, and I'm like, because to be honest with you, the Tigers aren't used to a lot of rain delays, but Seattle is, because they live up there in the rainy part of the country. So I was like, you know what, man, I don't like this. Can the Tigers come back tonight, and win this game? Absolutely, but Seattle's got a good pitching staff. Um, Let me go over here and look at this shit, man. The Tigers ain't really had good success with the hasn't had really good success with the Mariners all year. Okay, where is it at? I'm trying to find it. Okay, here we go. How are you guys doing? I'm back. Remember, I told you guys I fell into a lazy streak, right? And whatever. So yeah, I was in a lazy streak, and after I finished doing my workouts and stuff like that, I was like, man, I'm too tired. I don't feel like doing anything else, so I would just get lazy and shy away from you good people. But I started missing you guys, and I'm like, you know what? Because one of my buddies called me and said, hey man, what's wrong? Why you not making the picks? And I go, cuz man, I'm gotta get to working out and walking and stuff and just get healthy, stay healthy. And I said, and after I get finished, I'll get lazy, and I don't want to give you the picks. So I just tell him one guy, well, just take so and so, and take this guy and take that guy, and then I'm like, you know what? That's bullshit, because a lot of other people like to hear me, give my predictions, and it actually is very therapeutic for me, right? So, like, and I hate to say it, when I get like pissed off or depressed, this makes me feel so much better, right? Talking about sports, I'm talking about something that I like, making predictions, and people are like, "Oh, you just like to gamble?" Not really, because half the time I ain't even had the money to gamble, right? So I just like to do it just to run my mouth and talk trash and just have fun and the camaraderie. So I'm back. I'm back, guys. I'm back because I did miss it. I was just getting lazy and it all started all because my mom's bought me a Sports Illustrated. I think I was back like I was in the third grade or something like that, man. But thanks, moms, for buying me that Sports Illustrated. I never forgot that. I mean, you didn't have to. Pops wasn't around, and you had to do something, and you did the best that you could do, and you bought a Sports Illustrated book. I remember that. I think the first Sports Illustrated book you bought me was it had Michigan. I think it was Michigan versus Michigan State, or Michigan versus USC, 1979, right? And then it had Billy Sims, and I would get them every Thursday. And then my buddies, man, they would come over, and we sit on the porch and we just talk about it. Guys, we think we know everything, and we don't know. But we have fun though, and we sit and we talk. And so my buddies that did know about it, they would say, okay, this means this, that means that, and they put me up on game, right? So then after that, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, so single parents out there, single mothers, if you got any sons or whatever, no pops around, get them some sports books, sports magazines, if what they like. Because my mother tried taking me to church, and I hated that. That ain't work, right? Well, okay, I take that back. Going to church, I learned how to pray for my favorite teams to win, which is dumb, right? So there you have it. So get it, take it from us, guys. We'll take something that's meaningful and honest and just screw it all up and make it all bad, but that's just us. But yeah. Tigers, who's up the bat? Bottom of the fifth. The Tiger, one on, no, two on and one out. The Tigers is kicking up their heels. So let's see what's going to happen with this. Who's batting? Carpenter. Oh, sweet Jesus. Carpenter's up the bat. And see, Gilbert is still pitching. His pitch count is at 63. We got Carpenter that's up. And I hope, who's next? I think Torkelson is somewhere around there, right? Let's get it going, baby. Let's get it going. We got a guy, and I can't even find the game. Son of a bitch. These guys just, I guess they had the game on and then they switched it, right? And they put on the Yankees and Toronto, and I don't really care for Toronto. Holy crap! The guy just hit a ball and slammed the bat to the ground. Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting week, right? And remember, I told you guys that the NFL, I attacked the NFL last week because I normally don't mess around with the NFL because I'm just not good at it. And guess what? I attacked it and got attacked and didn't do good on it, right? So hadn't bet and God knows when, and I'm just like, I'm arrogant. I'm like, I don't need to bet all of it, So I'll just put this in, just feeling. Nope. And now I see why I hadn't played in a while. So let's see. I'm trying to find this game. So, another thing too, what's this thing about every time I turn on YouTube, it's always something about like these black guys talking about Donald Trump or talking about like black conservatives, like, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck, man? I mean, what y'all? I don't know. It's just like every time you turn around, it's always like some black dude, right? Some Uncle Tom dude. And it's like, I bet you he ain't even no Uncle Tom. I bet you he's just trying to get that money because he knows that he is kind of odd to see a black guy that's like super conservative that goes against his own way of life. But you always got some dumbasses out there like that. But every time I turn around, I look and I see guys on YouTube and they like kissing Donald Trump's ass. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's what you want to do, but goddamn, y'all need to get a number on that, right? Like, y'all should, okay, Tiger, Seattle 4, Detroit 1. It's like, y'all got to get a number on that, right? Like, how many is y'all going to have kissing Donald Trump's ass? It should be a number on that, right? No, for real. It should be a number on that. Because there's too many on there kissing Donald Trump's ass. I mean, we got to get a number. Because I get it. Because here's what happens. You get so-called conservative blacks, and other people probably think, oh, this is odd. Well, not odd, or, oh, see, they're even on the same side as Donald Trump, and they become an oddity or something weird. And then everybody like, well, let's see what he's talking about. Oh, we like this guy. And then you get a lot of views, and you get a lot of hits, and I get it. You getting that paper. But then all at the same time, you go into Kroger's and you stand in the hood, and your peeps start to notice who you are. So now you got to call DoorDash because Pookie and Ray Ray waiting for you to come out so they can beat you and rob you. But I don't know, man. I'm being facetious now, but I guess what I'm saying is every time I turn on the TV, there's always some black guy kissing up to Donald Trump, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. Like, we got to get a number. We need to put a cap on it or some shit like that. But outside of that, guys, there's nothing else going on that I see. I got the Tigers game on. I finally found a channel to get it on. This guy Gilbert is gonna. This is probably gonna be his last inning, and if he gets lucky and gets out of it, he won't be around for the sixth inning because this dude's pitch count is at 72 right about now. So he's fucked, right? And do we, as Tiger fans, do we feel sorry for him? Hell no. We want this victory. We want to win. Is this El Banez? Yeah, I think so. Oh no, this is Torres. That's up the bat. Hey guys, always stay, positive, man. Like, always stay super positive, and never, like I was telling you guys the other day, I like to talk trash, and but even at some point, and he just threw another ball, so his pitch count is at 70. Did I say 73? What is it? 74 now? Whatever. Stay positive, guys, and always, always, always stay positive. Never go out and try to, taunt people. That's not cool, right? Also, mental health. Remember, before I kind of went on my little vacation, mental health is always important. It's always important, right? If you need help, we will get it for you. If you call here for, like, if you got like a gambling problem, all right, Seattle's out of the inning. But the damage is done. The Tigers got one run, and this fucker's pitch count is at about 75. So let's go Tigers. They got one run, so let's get it going. Now, watch this, guys. If you've got a gambling problem, don't be embarrassed. Just go ahead and get yourself some help. Ask me, send me a message or something like that, and I can tell you where to go. I can't help you. I'm not a specialist in that. I can just tell you what I think, and God knows you don't want to know what I think. But you need to go to a professional or whatever, and I can try to help you out with that. But outside of that, no. We do have football. We do have a football game tomorrow, guys, but that will be at your own risk. Hold on for 1 minute. Yeah, you don't. So there's a game tomorrow. It's a game that you don't want to do because you can end up losing your money, and I don't want that. It's starting to get dark, guys, so gotta get some light going. So let's look at what we have. And you know what, guys? I think the Tigers might come back and win this game. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm just okay, whatever. All right, so let's look at these games for tomorrow, college football. And I gave you my picks for Thursday and Friday, but there's games tomorrow, which is Wednesday, October the 8th. Missouri State versus Middle Tennessee. Liberty at UTEP. Now, to be honest with you guys, probably the most entertaining game that I think that'll be on tap tomorrow will be Liberty at UTEP. Liberty sucks. Liberty is 1-4. UTEP blows. So Liberty's first game against Maine, they beat the crap out of them 28-7. Then after that, the Flamers or the Flames took it. They lost to Jacksonville State 34-24. They lost to Bowling Green 23-13. They lost to JMU 31-13. And they also lost to Old Dominion 21-7. So now they play UTEP. Let's see what UTEP's record is. You want to try to gauge what UTEP is all about. They got UTEP favored, but I don't see how, because UTEP is 1-4, right? And I guess the only reason they got them favored is because it's in UTEP. But let's look and see how UTEP's record. UTEP played Louisiana Tech. They lost 30-11. They played Louisiana Monroe. They lost 31-25. They played Texas. They lost 27-10. They played Texas Martin, University of Texas Martin. All right, and Seattle just smacked one. Home run. Seattle 5, Detroit 1. You son of a gun. All right. They got the goddamn Trident. They brought the Trident here. I mean, Seattle's been good all year, boys and girls. They've been good all year. Tigers pitching sucks, man. All right, let's get back to football. The only game they won was against Texas Martin. I mean, they lost to Utah State. Yeah, if this game is going to be entertaining either way, right? Either way, this is going to be an entertaining game. All right, so to be honest, I would take Utah basically because I'm not Utah, but UTEP, because they're at home. And the last time I saw UTEP play, I think they won. I think it was last year. Do I have any rhyme or reason? Should I bet on this game? Should you bet on this game? And if you're just one of those hardcore gamblers and you just want to gamble, just know that your blood pressure is going to be a tad high tomorrow. Just messing around with these guys here. Yeah, I know some guys just like to gamble, but if that's what you want to do, take UTEP. Take UTEP on the money line. Okay, yeah, it's so pitiful. They've got the Flames, the Liberty Flames, favored by 1.5 at home. And the Tigers they changed pitchers. I mean, yeah, we are stunned. Hey, the Lone Ranger that's here, that's hanging out with me. Uh, Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're trying to figure out what I'm all about, not too much of anything, right?
You were the first one to know. No, JP was first, and I was right behind him. It was so well timed, though, because the crowd was just getting in it.
I love sports. I love people. I don't like mean people. I like nice people. People that like it's nice to people. If you mean, because guess what? At the end of the day, it doesn't cost you anything to be nice, right? My grandmother used to always say, "Good morning." And I would go, Granny, well, like we would go to the grocery store. This would be like in the 70s. And sometimes in the early 80s. I like, Granny, why are you always so nice and speak to everybody? And she says, you know why? And I said, why? She said, because it doesn't cost me anything to be nice. And I was like, huh? You know, little boys goofy enough as it is. But something like that really jogged my brain. So she goes, yeah, it doesn't cost you anything to be nice. It just doesn't. Just be nice. And I said, why? She said, just because. It didn't cost you anything. It makes a person feel good. It may make your day go better. It may make their day go better. She says, there's nothing good, nothing bad will come out of it. You might not get anything, but it's nothing bad. And it doesn't cost you anything. It's free. And so after that, I just would watch her, and I would watch her just speak, and it would be nice to people, and it rubbed off on me. I mean, my granny even one time, nicest lady ever, right? And she went to church one. She used to go to church and she would plant flowers in front of the church, right? And then I would, and I would go with her because I would go with her to buy the plants, and then I would go with her and help her plant them, right? And then sometimes I would just sit in the car just to make sure, it's in Detroit, just trying to make sure nobody, messes with my granny, right? And then sometimes the Reverend would show up and he would go up and he would come in. He wouldn't even say hello. He wouldn't even say thank you, right? And I'm like 16, 17, I'm driving her, right? And I see that. And you may think that young kids is goofy, teenagers, they don't know nothing. No, we're very perceptive. And so I was like, damn, I mean, she's making your church look good. Dude, why don't you just tell her you appreciate it? Just say something. Never did, man. He never did. But she would and I would say, well, Granny, why would you go out of your way to help someone who don't give a shit about you, who don't even want to tell you thank you? And she said this, and I didn't get it right at the time. She goes, and I still struggle with stuff like that. Because, I mean, if somebody's not nice to me, I'm not going to deal with them. I still struggle with that, right? She was good. Because I don't deal with you. But, I guess she was going into church one time and somebody grabbed her purse and snatched it off. And the deacons were too busy counting the offering. I'm not being funny, guys. The deacons were too busy counting the offering, so I got pissed. And then after that, I think my mother finally convinced her, you got to go to another church, man. Because if these guys ain't, it's one thing that they don't appreciate you, but if they don't have your safety, and these guys out here, I think they stole like her last $50 that she had in her purse. And she's an older lady, she's living on a fixed income. And the Reverend knew about it. He didn't even offer to replace it. So Mom's finally talked her into, it's time to go, because these guys don't care, and they're a money grab. And I say, yeah, shit. These people nowadays, you don't even know, man. He might have hired that dude. You don't know. I mean, there's some sick people out here, right? Logan Gilbert is pitching. His pitch count is high, but watch this, guys. When a motherfucker's got a big lead like that, their confidence level Boom. Now, had he not gotten that insurance run, it would have been different. Papa Grande. Yes. Miguel Cabrera. God, we miss Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera, don't we? Come on, Tigers. But yeah. It pays. It doesn't hurt to be nice, right? Doesn't hurt at all. A tiger jacket is sweet. He got on this orange. It's got Detroit across it. Sweet. It was a guy, man. This had to be about 10 years ago. And this is when I first left Detroit because my job had outsourced and I had to come out west. And one of the guys go, man, Detroit dead, man. They closing it up. Ain't nothing else there. And I'm like, dude, the only reason they outsourced and got us out here is because the competition, the competitive company is. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, I'm done, guys. I had a FedEx come to the door. I'm done. I'm out. I'm peaced out. I didn't ram my mouth. Hopefully the Tigers come back to win. Um, if I find out who's a jack off with the Browns, I'll let you know. Hey guys, love, peace, and happiness. Do something great for somebody. Do something good. Help somebody across the street. Do whatever. Don't bet on Seattle because I still think Detroit's going to win this series. You heard it from me. I still think Detroit is going to win this series. Love, peace, and hair grease. That is it. Oh, what? At the end of 5, but who cares? Let's see. Control. Nope, I don't see anything else to talk about. And it's kind of funny. Nobody else said anything. I got this. Who's this one person? Who are you? Okay, so here's the deal, guys. I don't see anything else like for tomorrow. The biggest game tomorrow, if you just UTEP and Liberty, that game is gonna suck. It doesn't matter, but it'll probably be the most entertaining game. Uh, Baseball might have something going on. Who knows? Who cares? I don't really care. I don't even want to call that game because I don't want anybody looking at it on account of me thinking I know what I'm talking about when I actually don't. Because that game sucks, in my opinion. That's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I have nothing else to do. And I don't think I got anything to do. So I will see you guys. We can laugh and talk about some more things. But we need to figure out who the loser is in Cleveland, but we're going to find out. guys.